Good evening, Belize. Tonight, breaking developments across the country. A deadly ambush in Corozal. One popular DJ gunned down, another clinging to life after a brazen attack that's rattling the country, the community. And heartbreak in the football family. A devastating road crash leaves a beloved coach fighting to recover after losing a leg, raising urgent questions about safety on our roads. Then at the pump, Prime Minister John Bersenio pulls back the curtain on fuel prices, offering a rare inside look at a system that also affects him personally. Plus, sticker shock at the meter, light bill soaring, explanations questioned, and growing frustration from consumers looking for answers. And after years of waiting, movement at last on San Pedro's long-promised hospital. We go on site for a look at progress and what it means for residents. Those stories and more right now on News 5.
They're not just cigarette. Vape, hookah, cigar, and all kind of tobacco product, Lego, dangerous smoke, and toxic chemical. When you smoke or vape, that cloud then not disappear. It turn into second-hand smoke and third-hand smoke where people wrong your breathing. That kind of smoke that could cause cancer, diabetes, lungs disease, and heart problems. It could kill anybody who get exposed to it. If you smoke or vape, go outside, far from people. Everybody deserves to breathe clean air.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, May 27th. I am Sabrina Daly. A late-night shooting in Corozal town has shaken residents yet again, leaving one popular DJ dead and another fighting for his life. Roger Escalante, a well-known DJ from Consejo Village, was gunned down in the hall's layout area, while fellow DJ Izer Alcocer survived the attack, but remains in critical condition tonight. The brazen violence has rattled residents and reignited concerns about safety in the northern municipality. Police are now racing to piece together what led to the shooting as grieving relatives and community leaders demand answers and an end to the bloodshed. Shane Williams has the story.
Sometime around 7:40 last night, local DJs Roger Escalante and Izer Alcocer had just arrived here at the Alcocer residence in the Haas layout area of Corozal town. They came to reload steel and other materials for a construction job they were set to complete. At this time, a gunman lay waiting, ambushed the two, and fired several shots. You can still see some of the bullet holes in this metal fence. The gunman followed them inside, ignoring Alcocer and finishing off Escalante.
What the investigation has thus far disclosed is that Escalante and another male person had arrived at the residence on Flamboyant Street, and shortly thereafter, they were approached by an SUV, and a male person exited that SUV, an armed male person who fired several shots, resulting in the demise of Escalante and the injury of Alcocer. We don't know if they were the intended targets. I won't go on record saying that. However, as I've stated, they were persons of interest in relation to an investigation pertaining to drugs. One person, Mr. Escalante, was a person of interest in relation to an investigation pertaining to drugs, and we are suspecting that may be the motive in this incident.
Investigators are zeroing in on a possible motive tonight, with early indications suggesting the shooting may be linked to drug activity. But so far, no arrests have been made. For the family of Roger Escalante back in Consejo Shores, the loss is devastating and still hard to grasp, as they struggle to come to terms with the sudden and violent end to his life.
He was a really good young man, very intelligent. Yes, he loved fishing, but that's life. He was a DJ too. He played for a long time at the casino in the free zone. That's really all I can say. We are all deeply saddened by this, His father is my nephew. The family is in Corozal right now, taking care of everything, for the funeral and all of that, looking for plots at the cemetery.
Loved ones describe Escalante as a well-known and energetic figure in the community who loves fishing and music. He leaves behind a 3-year-old now fatherless, and amid rising concerns over violence involving young men, Corozal Mayor Rigo Vales is making a direct appeal.
Young, promising people that we have here in Corozal who, of course, one died and the next one, I understand, he was in a critical condition up to last night. And I want to share my condolences to the family who lost, and the other one who is a critical condition. I keep on praying for them now, for the person and the family. It's sad, it's unfortunate. I do believe that we have reached to a point where we need to realize that it's time for us to just put down all those weapons, man. It's useless. Makes no sense, We keep hurting one another, and it's not the time for that.
As investigators search for answers, one family is left mourning, another man fights to recover, and an entire community is left hoping the violence comes to an end. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Tonight, the Belize football community is reeling after a devastating traffic accident in northern Belize left beloved football coach and coordinator Miriam Villamil critically injured and ultimately forced doctors to amputate one of her legs. The accident happened as Villamil and a group of young footballers were returning home to Corozal town after a training session in San Victor. A drive of less than 30 minutes that was nearly complete when tragedy struck. Preliminary reports suggest the coaster collided with a cane truck parked along the roadside, reportedly without visible lights or reflectors. Now questions are being raised about road safety and the dangers posed by improperly marked vehicles at night. Here's more in this report.
At approximately 7:15 p.m., acting upon information received of a road traffic accident, Corozal police proceeded to San Victor Road in that municipality, where they observed a white 24-seater van, which was extensively damaged to the front, and they also observed a 6-wheeler cane truck loaded with cargo that showed damage to the rear. Initial investigation revealed that the cane truck is reported to have encountered some mechanical issues, and as such, it was parked on the shoulder of the road, and at that time, subsequent to that, it was rear-ended by a white van. On board the white van at the time were 8 persons, and seriously injured in that collision was 37-year-old Miss Villamil. Miss Villamil is listed in a serious but stable condition.
Police have now made an arrest in connection with last week's fatal motorcycle crash that claimed the life of 49-year-old Aria Ramos of Bullet Tree Falls Village. Ramos died on May 22nd after the motorcycle she was riding on veered off the road in Santa Familia, Cayo. She suffered serious injuries and later succumbed while receiving treatment. Today, authorities confirmed that 33-year-old Melvin Quiction, also of Bullet Tree Falls, has been arrested and charged with manslaughter by negligence and causing death by careless conduct. He also faces charges for driving without due care and attention and failing to provide a specimen.
As a result of the ongoing investigation into the traffic accident, which claimed the life of 49-year-old Aria Ramos of Bullet Tree Falls Village, which occurred on Friday, 22nd May 2026, police have formally arrested and charged 33-year-old Melvin Kishan of Bullet Tree Falls Village for the crimes of manslaughter by negligence and causing death by careless conduct, as well as the offenses of drove motor vehicle without due care and attention and failing to provide a specimen.
The charges come after an ongoing investigation into the crash, where police say the driver lost control of the motorcycle. After the break, fuel dealers cry foul, accusing government of breaking a 20-year agreement with a sudden cut to their margins. They say trust is on the line, but Prime Minister says the move was necessary.
For 82 years, Holy Redeemer Credit Union has been making a difference in people's lives. Member owners, you are invited to attend the Holy Redeemer Credit Union 82nd Annual General Meeting. Join us on Saturday, May 30th at 2 p.m. sharp at the Belize Civic Center. Be present for your business meeting and hear important reports about the continued growth and strength of your credit union. Holy Redeemer Credit Union proudly boasts over 67,000 member owners, $876.1 million in total assets, $729.5 million in total savings, $146.6 million in total equity, and $31.7 million in total surplus. And this year, an impressive $26.7 million will be returned to member owners through dividends and rebates. Remember, to enter the venue, you must present your HRCU passbook and a valid ID. See you at the 82nd AGM of HRCU, Saturday, May 30th, 2 p.m. sharp at the Civic Center. Holy Redeemer Credit Union, making a difference in people's lives.
It will make you rich someday. This Mother's May, celebrate the woman who makes the house feel like home all month long. Great deals like 15% off bathroom and kitchen fixtures from Moen, Hansgrohe, and Duraflow. Plus 15% off Hispasensa tiles, Stormguard windows, and 40% off Sunlight windows. And 15% off Berger paints and huge savings on clearance colors. So come in to Habet and Abet or Brothers Abet, call us or WhatsApp us today and make this Mother's May one to remember. Happy Mother's Day to all marvelous moms.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Need a fresh new kitchen, flip that switch ignition. GE appliances shine. Every knob, every line, all align and turn the shower on. Feel gold, colder in the chrome. So bold from the ties to the tiny screws. We've got the wow you'll choose. All in one place, Design Depot. Everything you need for the life you want. Let's go! From the floor to the paint to the patio glow. Build it up, light it up. Watch your dream home grow. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place. All in one place.
Design Depot. All in one place.
Knockshire Adventure Park came about from the birth of COVID. everything was on pause for tourism. So we decided, let's do something different. We got 10 bikes, 10 ATVs, and we were just doing ATV tours. Shortly after, we were approached by the cruise lines. We agreed to work with them, and from then it just started growing. We set up the chocolate tour first, and then from there we went into the culinary experience at the different Mayan cultures. We have like the gift shop, the cooking class, the shaman, and the healing, and it just all came together. When you reach a certain point, you need investors, you need partners to come into your business. Atlantic Bank just make it easy. Even my 7-year-old could do it.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Get ready. The Belize Game Changers Awards, funded by the European Union, is here, celebrating the bold ideas, big hearts, and everyday Belizeans doing extraordinary things. Join us as we celebrate the stories, the impact, and the energy behind Belize's Game Changers. Catch the premiere on Channel 5, Wednesday, May 27 at 8:30 p.m. You can also watch online on the European Union in Belize's Facebook page at 9:30 p.m. or tune in to TNC on Friday, May 29 at 7 p.m. Belize Game Changers Awards. Don't just hear about the change, watch it happen.
Ready, Dangriga. Something big is coming your way. Open your eyes, Summerfest 2026 is heading to the culture capital, Dangriga. Join us on June 12th at 6:30 a.m. at the iconic Alejo Beni Park for a morning filled with energy, excitement, and pure talent. This year, it's all about the kids, from singing to dancing, poetry to performances. If they've got talent, we've got the stage. Bring out the entire family and come celebrate creativity, culture, and the future stars of Belize. Expect fun, music, surprises, and unforgettable moments. Don't miss it. Open your eyes, Summerfest 2026, where young talent shines the brightest.
Insurance fact. Did you know with Home Protector Insurance, construction projects can receive insurance coverage from start to finish? We offer a variety of bonds. This includes bid bonds, advance payment bond, performance bonds, or others. Let Home Protector be a part of your team and help safeguard you through your next project. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
In May, make Benny's your one-stop shop for appliances. Get amazing deals for mom and appliances all May long. Benny's, quality and savings.
A growing dispute over fuel prices is putting the Briceño administration on the defense. Fuel dealers say government has crossed the line, allegedly slashing their margins without the consultation required under a 2-decade-old agreement. Now, tensions are rising as dealers push back, insisting the move breaks a long-standing understanding of partnership and dialogue. But Prime Minister John Briceño is defending the decision, saying his government had to act fast as fuel prices climbed. While he says he's willing to sit down with dealers, he also makes it clear that this is a real-time crisis and waiting wasn't an option.
What happened back then in 2004, the dealers, as I can remember, and the government decided, okay, let's set a formula so that as the price goes, you're adjusting the dealer margin, and so that then the dealers won't be going to government everything. Hey, I need my margin is too small. So we allowed that then the market forces can be adjusting up and down. But it was never foreseen back then that the prices would be, at that time it was probably around $5, that we're going to $13 and $15. It was never, so the higher the price was, the bigger their margin is. I was just speaking to a former executive from Texaco. He messaged me, it was Texaco back then. He messaged me and said, do you realize that Belize has some of the biggest dealer margins, and because of the price? Now, as a government, we felt that everybody have to do their part. Consumers are doing their part because they're paying more. The government has been cutting the taxes, and the financial secretary released the numbers so people can see that indeed we're cutting the prices. And so it was only reasonable or fair for the dealers also to take a cut, and that's what we did. We just said, we're going to reduce, I think it's to about $1, a little under $1 per gallon. Would you like to have more? As a dealer, of course you'd like to have more. But the truth is that it was never envisioned in 2004 that the price would have gone so high.
PM Briceño is now calling on big fuel companies like Puma to make adjustment to its pricing structure for rental fees and payouts on in-store sales. Turning now to fuel, Prime Minister John Briceño is lifting the lid on how prices at the pump are really set in Belize. And his explanation comes with a personal twist. As both the country's leader and a stakeholder in the fuel industry, Briceño isn't just speaking from the outside. Any shift in margins or prices could affect him directly. Today, he broke down the formula behind fuel pricing, walked through how imports are scheduled, and explained why Belize still does not maintain a fuel reserve. It's a rare inside look at a system that impacts every driver, straight from someone who operates both sides of the equation.
When it comes in, the Puma would send to the government, this is the breakdown, this is the cost, this is the fuel cost, this is the cost of the acquisition cost, and these are the different shipping costs that we have charged, and then this is the throughput. I don't know all the numbers, but the throughput, so that they charge for every gallon that passes through their facility. And then with that, the government then automatically, then the dealers have there's a margin that they get, and it's done by a formula. And then the government, they say, okay, if this is the cost, these are the taxes, and then the cost is, I don't think the cost for the fuel is done including the taxes, but just the acquisition cost. And that pretty much roughly how it works. And then also remember, every district have a different cost because of the transportation costs. And so that also has to be added to the price of fuel. We get fuel, depends on how fast it's been selling, but we get fuel at least once or twice a month. Well, you have the tanks there. Very few countries have reserves that they could hold tens of millions of gallons of fuel in a tank. So no, we do not have. I wish we could, but we can't afford it.
In Corozal tonight, the rising cost of living is hitting home, and for many families, it's getting harder to keep up. As fuel prices climb and grocery bills stretch even tighter, residents say tough choices are becoming the norm. Some are even looking beyond Belize's borders, crossing into Mexico in search of more affordable fuel and basic goods. So how are Corozaleños coping with the squeeze? Today, we hit the streets of Corozal town to hear firsthand how people are adjusting and what it means for daily life in the north.
We use it for business, right? But then we got at Chetumal, and Chetumal the gas no good. It burn fast. So these are the good gas, but the expensive. It kill we. But the motors.
So yeah, how you cook?
But well, normally what I do, I put some right here. When I go to Chetumal, I put one leave it, and then free zone, I put one leave it. So I try and mix it up. But Chetumal one no, not really that good. Burn fast.
Gasoline go up every day. And who they make the money? The Prime Minister. Okay? He need to check where they go on right now, because that's sake of him, everything they go up, nothing they come down, and the people in it face hard time here at Belize. Okay? I don't want Belize and Ban. I live in California, but right anytime I come to Belize, I see all of the hard times of my people and they go through, they go through, and we still go through it.
Pues aquí en Corozal ha subido la gasolina y sí los está afectando mucho. Y ya subimos el precio a 7, ahora está $8 el taxi en Round en Corozal. Y ha subido el regular, ha trepado a $14.94 por galón y los afecta bastante. Y pienso que no va a bajar, sino pueda que trepe más. Pues aquí estamos en el Taxistán aquí de Corozal Terminal y tengo mi unión acá y pues ahí vamos luchando y día a día, ¿ve? Hasta dónde podemos. Y estamos en temporada slow, ahorita está slow todo Corozal.
Gas price is very high, boss, and I believe that we need to make the government lower on the price at its gas, because it's too high, and we the poor people and we can't afford too much of this.
We still have to buy our stuff. I mean, it's one of our that we cannot do anything about the price. We need the stuff and we need to buy it. And the gas, well, people have to work and they have to consume the gas, but some people blame me about the price. I don't have nothing to do about that price.
Belize is in the regional spotlight as it hosts the 65th meeting of the Latin American and Caribbean Energy Organization. And front and center on the agenda is the rising cost of fuel. Energy leaders are warning of trouble, with new data showing prices climbing sharply across the region, up to 15% for regular and premium fuel, and a staggering 22% for diesel. Now, experts are warning this could be more than just a price spike. According to Executive Secretary Andres Rebollero, the global economy may be edging towards stagflation, a rare and troubling mix of high inflation and slow growth that could hit the region hard.
Generally speaking, I think that there are 3 or 4 categories of information. Of course, subsidies, but the level of subsidy you apply, depending on what is your fiscal pressure or capacity you have, because that implies to put fiscal money on the table in order to support different sectors. There are many countries that are applied subsidies or tax exemption, thank you, but very specific sector like a specific energetic that they use the houses or the energy or the transport sector, more focalized in some cases. And there are another country, which is interesting, they have applied a sort of political technical negotiation with the specific sector. For instance, in the case of some countries that there are discussion, even today, to fix its prices for the distributor, for the gasoline station, networking. Analysts, even politicians, people around the world, that they are saying that 2 things. Some economists have said that we are very close to the sort of stagflation. That would be very bad news for the world, not only the energy sector, but the global economy. And we hope that the issue that is solved as soon as possible in order to avoid this situation. And also, there are people, analysts that said we are living a sort of freezing conflict.
At the meeting, regional energy partners explored joint strategies to cushion economic shocks and adopt sustainable solutions to rising fuel costs. News 5 has been tracking growing public outrage over soaring electricity bills. BEL says higher usage is driving the spike and is urging customers to conserve. But many aren't convinced, especially with some bills nearly doubling. Now weighing in, CEO in the Ministry of Public Utilities, Dr. Leroy Almendarez, points to another factor: rising fuel costs cutting into BEL's margins. With BEL importing over half its electricity, he says the increases still largely come down to how much energy customers are using.
If you take a look at your light bill, you will see that you have different bands and it tells you what it's cost, just like when you go to the store. Between 0 and 50, it's about 34 cents per kilowatt hour. So you multiply that to it, if that's all you use, that's your bill. But once you go to 51, there's a band now, 51 to 200, and there's another cost per kilowatt hour in there as well. Multiply all of those things, and at the bottom line, it tells you what your bill is. So the first thing to look at is look at that bill and look at your consumption over time and see how that has increased. For a bill to go from 100 to 700, really, that's a stretch when you really think about it. But again, look at the consumption. Take a look at your electricity within your homes as well to make sure that leaking is not occurring, and that even though you believe, you're probably left on, sometimes I must also say this, and the electricity people or electrical engineers will tell you, if you keep something plugged in, if you keep everything plugged in, really those things are still pushing power. They're hot. That is why sometimes you leave one of your mobile chargers plugged in and it can cause a fire because there is still power passing through. Take off all of those things. In essence, conservation is a part of reducing your bill as well.
CEO Almendarez says BEL's rollout of smart meters is designed to empower consumers, not mislead them. Still ahead, what started as a routine patrol turns into a major bust as authorities nab 3 Honduran fishermen caught inside Belize's protected waters.
Life is full of precious moments we're cherishing, moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
In Belize, change is taking shape every day. It all starts with Game Changers. Investing in modern transport, better health infrastructure, renewable power for all, digital transformation, and more opportunities for a brighter future, the European Union's Global Gateway Initiative is unlocking new potential. Game Changers are bringing this to life. Game Changers, empowering the future. Follow the EU in Belize to meet the Game Changers.
Focus is not for us to collect it while it arrives at shore.
Arsenic, copper, cobalt, cadmium, zinc, iron, mercury, and a bunch of them. So with this report, we are doing an economic impact of sargassum to the tourism sector.
The coordination is really taken at a national scope, and we do this through that sargassum task force.
There have been actions that have been taken, and we will continue to take those actions towards mitigating sargassum collection and the landing of sargassum. We have identified it as a national priority.
Welcome to Belize Travel Beat, the pulse of Belizean tourism.
After years of waiting, construction is finally underway for the long-promised General Hospital on San Pedro and Burgers Key. And residents say it's about time. For decades, islanders have called for better emergency medical services, especially in one of Belize's busiest tourist hubs. But getting here hasn't been easy. The project faced major setbacks, pushing timelines back and testing patience along the way. Today, we made our way to the construction site for a first-hand look and an update from Belize Rural South Area Representative Andrea Perez. News 5's Brittany Gordon has that report.
In 2025, tragedy struck when 2-year-old Khalil Na died from a high fever while being rushed off San Pedro by water taxi after his family couldn't secure a flight for urgent care. More than 2 years after its groundbreaking, the promised San Pedro and Keycocker General Hospital is still unfinished. The $33 million project was supposed to wrap up by December, but delays continue to mount. Prime Minister John Briceño says the setbacks come down to a shortage of labor and the rising cost of building materials.
There has been cost overruns for various reasons. The most important one is the cost of supplies has gone up. Building supplies, you could ask any contractor, from the most ardent UDP supporter to PUP, whatever, the cost of building supplies has gone up, and we can't get away from that. The cost of labor continues to go up. When I speak to people all over the country, and especially in San Pedro, they're poaching at one another workers. So you're working for $9, somebody comes and give you $10.
Funding for the long-awaited hospital comes through a multi-million-dollar grant from the Republic of China, Taiwan, with Taiwan's Overseas Engineering and Construction Company leading the design, construction, and outfitting of the facility. But even with that support, questions remain about the budget. Area Representative Andrea Perez says the original $33 million allocation may not be enough to complete the project. Still, he insists the work will go on, assuring residents that the government is committed to finding the additional funds needed to get the job done.
Even though there is a rising cost in materials, we're talking cement, steel, aggregates, just about everything, including labor right now. I'm told that for a worker here to be hired, you have to pay them way over $100 a day. That is something that was not expected, but it's here already. So now we know there's going to be an added cost, but that is something that the Ministry of Finance is working along with the OECC, with the Taiwanese government, to see how much it's going to be. But I can assure that I think I heard someone said about $50 million. That's totally way overboard, right? But we have not yet quantified as such what's the amount. But certainly it's not $50 million. But nonetheless, it continues.
The two-story, 37,000 square foot structure is set to be Belize's second largest hospital after the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. Project Support Officer David Shart gave us a closer look, walking us through the plans and offering insight into the work now taking shape on site.
We have a considerable area dedicated for maternity, so labor room, delivery rooms, post-delivery room, pediatric room, and entire ward dedicated just for maternity. Another set of isolation rooms, 2 beds. 2 areas for OR, 1 for future, 1 will be current, 1 for current. Sterilization area for all equipment, and then we have post-recovery room at the end.
PM Briceño further explained that the timeline for the hospital was adjusted as the plan changed over time. The government now estimates that the hospital will be completed by early to mid-2027.
They are trying to see if we can put a CT scan. That was not a part of the plan. And so all of these little things, at one time they said they wanted to put an elevator to be able to take up patients to the 2nd floor. So it was not part of the plan. They removed that. So there are several changes. But I think what is the most important thing, that we made a commitment to the Belizean people and to the people of San Pedro and Kikoka that we're going to provide them a modern second or a tertiary education, secondary hospital for them. And that's what we're doing.
The hospital was designed to provide residents of Kikoka and San Pedro with easy access to urgent medical care, with plans to expand in the future. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
As of now, the government claims it cannot provide an estimate of how much more money is needed to complete the project. Rising prices are pushing San Pedro residents to the edge, and now some are preparing to take their frustration to the streets. A protest is set for June 3rd right outside the office of Area Representative Andrew Perez, as Islander Celestino Zul leads the charge. He says residents are fed up with the soaring cost of living, high fuel prices, and ongoing concerns over dredging. But how deep does the frustration run? Today, we hit the streets of San Pedro hearing directly from Zul, Perez, and residents who say the pressure is building and they're ready to be heard.
When the price of fuel goes up, some people, even before they get their new stock, the prices are added on the old stock. That is hurting our people. Already the cost of living, rent, just to live in San Pedro itself is not an easy thing. And it's not only now, it's a while back. How do we control this? When are we planning to even control it? I've seen that the price control came in last year, I believe. They did an intent to control it, but they're not here stagnant and they're not here to keep it going. And these people know that you're not coming back. Now they don't take it serious enough to say, all right, we're going to help out our people, try to maintain an average price on the cost of living, but it's out of control. There's no control on anything right now. It's very expensive to live in San Pedro, and it's very expensive to vacation in San Pedro.
The groceries expensive, man. I have that problem right now, right? It's like $6 for a burrito. So like, if you want to go to shop and think you're going to $20, expect change, then around.
And you mentioned that it's even cheaper to go all the way to Belize to buy your groceries and come back?
Yes, for more is better for you.
Every supermarket you can go into shopping, it's about, you need to spend minimum $50 for daily living. And that affecting all business in the island, like golf car rentals, all about it's going into one, Salary is not that high, income is low. People living on small costs.
Everybody has a right to voice their concerns, especially in this day and age of social media. I want to make it clear that this is clear that this is a democratic country. You are free to say anything you want. You are free to demonstrate, to manifest. But there's something, a level whereby we must respect one another, right? The groundswell is what I don't want to agree with. That's not the adequate word to say that, because I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
The government of Belize is hitting pause on high-rise development across key coastal destinations, rolling out a 6-month moratorium on buildings over 3 stories in places like Caye Caulker, Hopkins, Placencia, and City River. Officials say the move comes amid growing concern over unchecked construction and its impact on fragile ecosystems. Belize Rural South Area Representative Andrew Perez says the break will give authorities time to assess the environmental risks and consult with communities before deciding how development should move forward.
That's part of the work that we're doing, is that we need to put a halt. We need to put a moratorium. And that was done in Cabinet, to put a moratorium on docks. High-rise buildings also need to be put a stop on it, especially in Caye Caulker. You know, that Caye Caulker is very special in terms of the quaintness. We want to maintain that. We don't want to make overdevelopment take over that place, and we have the high-rise buildings overtake. And then we compromise the charm of the town. That is something that we're taking to. So that moratorium is in place right now. And by extension, right now, we're working in the San Pedro plan as well to say enough is enough. We want to work with our people. We understand they have a right to do business, but there are rules and regulations. You cannot be ad hoc or just, on your own, making a dock or putting a platform over the water, setting up a kitchen right by the water, setting up a bar in the water. It's wrong. All right? So we want to do that this coming month of June, but to work, have a meeting with them. It's not just come in and drop the hammer on them, but they need to know that we need to work together, that we need to correct certain things in Secret Beach. And again, back to what you said, the high-rise building is something that we're looking at as well.
And do you consider that the government and all the different authorities actually have the human resources, because that's been a limitation in the past, to be going to all these construction sites to ensure that they comply with a moratorium?
Agree. And that is why we are doing that, the limited resources we have. So we are taking our approach of all the relevant departments to come together in one meeting. So when we move together, we move representing everybody. So we conserve our energies and human resources to tackle everything with all departments, health department, the mining department, DOE, everybody to come in, and we go and look at everything, not only San Pedro, but Caye Caulker as well.
After weeks of controversy, the $1.5 million police station on Caye Caulker is back on track. The project, part of the $60 million Belize Integral Security Program, promises upgraded facilities, including a domestic violence unit, secure evidence storage, and private interview rooms to better serve both residents and tourists. Today, Area Representative Andrew Perez confirmed that construction is set to resume, signaling a fresh push to get the long-delayed project moving forward.
It's continued, and that is a long issue there right now. That land is for the government of Belize, for the police station, is coming along. Right. Look, I mentioned something here. I am quite appreciate the sentiment of the people, right? But rest assured that all the funding that is going to go for the police station the right way. And I want to remind even the public of the issues with the police barracks that was built in the last administration. It was supposed to have been a barracks that was used with $2 million to build the quarters for the police. And if you look at that building right now, it's not even worth $800,000. Where those funds went, we do not know. And let's remind that, that happened. If you guys and take a look at the police, the quarters where the living quarters is a terrible building, and that just was done like maybe just 2 years before the change of government. That is a shame. So I want you all to focus on that. While the police station, we want to do something better for the police department. It didn't, and I agree and I support it. That's it. It's a pass. And the town wants their police station at the entrance of the town. That's fine. But just a reminder of history, of the wasted funds that could have been something much better for the police department.
Minister of Home Affairs Oscar Mira noted that the new Caye Caulker police substation is expected to significantly improve working conditions for officers while strengthening security for both residents and the many visitors who come to the island. Coming up, Prime Minister John Briceño pushes back, slamming U.S. charges against former Cuban leader Raul Castro and calling them unjust.
Was built by people, neighbors helping neighbors, standing side by side with those who trust us, to protect what matters most and help build our communities. Being there when needed most. Across borders, across generations. Still growing, still giving, still just getting started. After 185 years.
My name is Dr. Rosita Jimenez, and I'm a general laparoscopic surgeon. We have just finished an emergency appendectomy, and we're now moving on to our second operating theater for our laparoscopic gallbladder screening. Basically, this is very easy to diagnose. Simple abdominal ultrasound or a pan-abdominal ultrasound can give us the diagnosis. Laparoscopic gallbladder removal surgeries, 90 to 80% of the time, are done due to gallstones. However, there are other conditions like tumors, malfunctioning of the gallbladder that also are reasons to get a laparoscopic surgery. We also have an amazing CT scan and X-ray unit who work hand in hand with our doctors. Instruments used in laparoscopic surgery are chokers like these. It makes it easy for us to do the surgery through these entry ports. The recovery process is excellent. Basically, within a week, you are back up, ready to do your job, your daily life activity, like if you hadn't had this surgery.
Your security, our top priority. We guard your world with strength and integrity. From home, cars and rentals, business too. We make protection simply easy for you. BB Insurance, trusted and true. Clear policies assured. Fast claims too. No appointment needed. Just swing by. Locations countrywide where peace resides.
BB Insurance, your security, our priority.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progreso, Belize City, Orange Rock, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Caution to leave everything you've got on this stage. Mark your calendar and get camera ready. Auditions are June 6 and 7 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. At a Greater Belize, Leisure Studios and Tony Drive, Belize City. Hey. Selected contestants will enter the KTV Season 8 competition, and the lucky winner will go home with a 10,000 grand prize. This is your moment. Are you ready? Are you ready? I want. This is your moment. Are you ready? Are you ready? I want. From me. This is your moment.
Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
And speaking of hospital construction, where does Belize stand on its long-promised Belmopan Hospital? It's been 3 years since Prime Minister John Briceño signed that $90 million agreement with the Saudi Fund for Development to build the new facility. So what's the holdup? According to Prime Minister, projects of this scale don't happen overnight. He says the process is moving along, even if it's not as fast as some would like. Still, Briceño is expressing confidence, saying he expects the hospital to be completed before the end of his administration's current term.
It is a long process because here we're dealing with a country that they have billions of dollars and they have lots of projects all over the world. And this is just like a drop in the bucket for them. For us, it's a big deal. And we have been working with them, working with the plans. I think the plans have been finalized. We are now working on opening up another entrance to the hospital from the back, coming I think from where the Ministry of Lands is, so that they have two different entrances to get on that. I think we are about to start the bidding process shortly. So we expect that we could finish this project before the end of this term.
The facility is also expected to function as a university hospital. And staying on the health front, where do things stand between Belize and the United States over the Cuban Medical Brigade? Washington has been pushing hard, calling the program a form of forced labor and urging Belize to walk away from it. But the issue is far from settled. Today, Prime Minister John Briceño gave an update on those discussions, shedding light on how his government is navigating the pressure while weighing the critical role Cuban doctors continue to play in Belize's healthcare system.
We are still hopeful that we can be able to work some kind of agreement with the Cuban government that they would allow the Cuban the medical brigade members that would want to stay to be able to stay and still meet the I'm trying to find the right word, meeting what is expected from the Americans who are saying, well, this is a form of human trafficking. We're trying to be able to address that so that then the Americans say, okay, well, they're here working on their own free will, and that whatever monies we give, it goes to them and supposedly not the state. But as we pointed out from the start, we have been paying the doctors directly and not the government.
These discussions follow decisions from countries across the region to expel Cuban medical brigades because of U.S. pressure. Staying on developments involving Cuba, Prime Minister John Briceño is taking a firm stance tonight, condemning the United States' indictment of former Cuban President Raul Castro. The 95-year-old Castro now faces serious charges of murder and conspiracy tied to the fatal 1996 shoot-down of 2 unarmed civilian aircraft. But Prime Minister Briceño says those charges are unjustified and cannot be supported. Weighing in on the controversy, he's calling out the move by U.S. authorities, even as the decades-old incident resurfaces on the international stage.
I find it troubling that the U.S. will now indict former President Raul Castro at 95 years old for something that happened in the 1990s. For something, as from what I've read and what I know, the Cuban government was complaining that these people were constantly violating their airspace. So they were forewarned many times, and eventually I think they felt that they had to protect their sovereignty. It's not something that I do not support. I don't think that it is the right thing. But you know, when it comes to Cuba, the Americans have a totally different outlook on that. It's certainly something that I think small countries are very concerned of. We in CARICOM, as I always said, we've always taken a position from CARICOM that we're very concerned when any country starts to interfere in the sovereignty of any other country. Again, Cuba is a special case when it comes to the Americans.
The attack killed 4 men, 3 U.S. citizens, and 1 permanent resident. And tonight, a high-stakes question. Can the Briceño administration finally find common ground on Maya land rights? Prime Minister John Briceño admits it hasn't been easy. He says talks have hit repeated roadblocks, with the Maya Leaders Alliance pushing back against the government's proposals at every turn. Now, with progress stalled, the Prime Minister is signaling a tougher approach, suggesting his administration may move ahead and pass the legislation anyway. And if there are objections, Briceño says those concerns can be taken to the courts. It's a bold stance on one of the country's most sensitive and long-standing issues.
I think it's important for us to set out what is the policy of the People's United Party and as a government that started under George Weiss, that we will not allow the balkanization of this country. We are one country, and I want to make that abundantly clear. We're one country. Now, of course, there are people that are with the Maya Leaders Alliances that supported our party, but on the other side, there are a lot of people that do not support the Maya Leaders Alliances that supported us. Now they are calling on us and say, hey, we voted for you and you're ignoring us, you're not looking, because we've been spending a lot of time with the alliance. We're really trying to find how we can settle this. We even went to the point of trying to delineate a certain amount of acreage per person and multiply it so that it becomes a big amount. I think it ended up being about 35,000 acres, if I remember the number, to set that aside and to start somewhere. The Maya Leaders Alliance, they say no to whatever thing that we want. So I think we need to probably just meet with them again and trying to come with a compromise. And if we can't, then put the legislation and let it be challenged, because or else we'll never move with that program.
The Maya Leaders Alliance rejected parts of the draft legislation and formally raised concerns with the Caribbean Court of Justice, warning that the process itself is flawed. Up next, Belize's electric bus experiment gets its first real test, and the results may surprise you.
future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you been in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try to keep my coffee warm for later.
What you do now?
I'll try to think about what to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
Join us tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. on Open Your Eyes for another exciting lineup of conversation, inspiration, and entertainment. Minister of State for Youth and Sports, Devin Daly, joins us to discuss sports development, youth empowerment, and the future of athletics in Belize, while Amy Jex leads an important conversation on mental health awareness and breaking the silence surrounding emotional wellness. We'll also explore the fast-growing world of artificial intelligence with Silvertech as we discuss the do's and don'ts of using AI responsibly and effectively. Plus, get ready for a delicious morning with Rare Cravings as we spotlight their flavorful Chipotle snack that's quickly becoming a Belizean favorite. Don't miss it tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. on Open Your Eyes.
This summer, the nation's top young athletes come together for Super Nationals 2026. From June 22nd to June 23rd, Primary School Super Nationals. And from June 29th to July 3rd, High School Super Nationals. 6 districts, 4 sports, 1 stage. Football, basketball, volleyball, kids athletics, and athletics. Belize's future champions competing for pride, glory, and the chance to be seen. This is more than a tournament. This is the future of Belizean sports. Super Nationals 2026, where champions ride.
San Pedro's new artisan market launched with high hopes, but months later, it's still empty. The project has drawn criticism over its location, with some arguing vendors prefer their old spot. But Area Representative Andre Perez says the move is strategic, insisting the market will come to life as other developments fall into place.
What we're doing is, remember, we have the project coming up for the Sacachispas. Remember, we're going to be building a place for a center for different events. We're talking about sports, we're talking about concerts, and eventually that's going to be the plan to have they put the parking lot there and build a story upstairs. So they will have to move eventually. All right, so I wouldn't say it's a failure on that part. The building is there, it's beautiful, it has an excellent view. When the time comes, they need to prepare. They know that they have to move. They will not be staying there. Is there like a timeline or not yet? In terms of the timeline for the events, yes, we are scheduling for this year, but funding, of course, has been tight because of, we have to be slowing down. While it's, I don't want to say it's a priority, it's a need, but other needs are being placed. But certainly it's much in line to be done. And when it done, the parking lot have to be built, and they know that they will have to move.
Tourism Minister Anthony Muller says San Pedro's dock project is a wake-up call, warning that Belize must upgrade its infrastructure or risk falling behind as a top destination. 3 years after launching an ambitious push into electric public transport, Belize is now getting its first real report card, and the results are turning heads. At a session in Belmopan today, officials rolled out new data on the performance of the EU-backed e-mobility pilot project, developed in partnership with the government of Belize and the UNDP. And by most accounts, the electric buses are delivering, but what's working and what still needs fine-tuning? We were there as the findings came to light, offering a closer look at how this green investment is shaping the future of transportation in Belize.
This is the approaching the end of a pilot project that the European Union funded for the last 3 years, implemented by UNDP. The bulk of the project consisted in testing 5 electric buses, 2 of them doing urban roads inside the Belize city, and the 3 other, they were performing intercity roads between Belize City, Belmopan, Penque Viejo, and also one of them going to the south until Punta Gorda, to test how electric mobility can work in this country.
It's very positive results that have been gathered from the pilot, both the 2 intra-city buses in Belize City and the 3 that have been on the highway between Benque and Belize City. And soon that should be expanded up to Corozal as well. The main finding is not surprising, is that the electric buses, their operating cost for energy is only about 20% that of a diesel bus. And that is in line with international information that we have gathered, and certainly it points to where the future lies.
So we have introduced 5 buses, we have looked at the legislation, we have helped with training, we have helped with strategies, we've done a host of things to make it run, but the important part following that is it feasible? And we looked at that, I would say, around 4 parameters. Is it economically viable? Yes, it's 60 to 70% cheaper to operate an e-bus. Now, it's more expensive to buy an e-bus, but you can make that money back quite easily. We have shown that through the data for running the buses and seeing what are the actual operating costs. So is it socially desirable? Yes.
UNDP's Deputy Resident Representative Michael Lund says the data shows that e-buses are also technically feasible and environmentally sustainable in Belize. Today, the Ministry of Sustainable Development launched its Greening Belize initiative with the signing of partnership agreements between more than a dozen conservation organizations. The objective of the project is reforestation and the implementation of climate-resilient programs. The goal is to plant and nurture 1 million trees across the country by 2035 to restore degraded lands, protect vital watershed, and combat climate change. Minister of Sustainable Development Orlando Hebet shared more details about the ambitious objective.
Each organization represented here brings unique expertise, knowledge, and experience that strengthens Belize's restoration efforts. This collaboration goes hand in hand with the implementation of Belize's National Landscape Restoration Strategy, which provides the framework for achieving our national restoration targets while balancing ecological, social, and economic priorities. The strategy recognizes that restoration is not simply about recovering degraded land, but also about creating resilient landscapes that support biodiversity, that strengthen livelihoods, that enhance food security, improve water resources, and contribute to climate resilience. Through the Greening Belize initiative, we continue translating policy commitments into tangible action. We are creating pathways for stronger partnerships, for greater public participation, and data-driven decision-making.
The project focuses heavily on restoring wildlife-affected areas and agro-productive zones. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.